Let's do it.
Hold on. We are recording, so we all be ready. Be ready.
Gentlemen, if you into me, hope you understand I am not your enemy, nor will I pretend to be. I got these styles like Austin.
Welcome to the Rip 28 podcast. This is the Rip 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the Rip 28 podcast. I am your super cool, super smart, super good looking, and super humble host, Slider Sports Guy, joined by a few of my good friends. As always, we start off with the president. What's going on, El Presidente?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Cina's in the building. Let's get it going. I'm not gonna entertain all that elaborate lies Sly was telling.
Oh Lord, it's a hater every day. It's a hater every day.
I said I wasn't gonna talk about it.
Man. Now we got to go to your favorite teacher's favorite teacher, the one and only BMW Brown.
BMW Brown. What it do? It's your boy BZ the GO, aka your favorite teacher, coming live from the valley where the girls get naked.
Well, you know what? We're going to pause for a second, man, because this is a special episode. So special episodes, you got to prepare yourself specially and put on the business tux. Put on the business tux in a special episode.
That's to me,
straight out of Chucalissa, Mississippi. The one and only. She pulled up in her what do you call it? Her Newport van. The one and only Mercedes.
Sly ain't got no buttons on that jacket.
I got a button down.
Hey guys.
Hey there.
Hey now.
Hey Mercedes.
Have you seen? He's talking about my nonprofit van, and he says it looks like a box of Newports, and that's so hurtful, don't you think? He just won't let me be great.
What nonprofit you got? What's your nonprofit? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
It's called the Good News Community Kitchen. It focuses on hunger relief and workforce development. I think we are going into our 8th year, yes, up here in Northern Virginia. And then I still reach out and do things for the students at St. Andrews Middle School. The principal is my soror. So I make sure, the girls and the boys there, have school supplies, Christmas gifts, food, stuff like that. But, just being a pillar in my community.
You know what? We forgot to mention. You said soror. We got another Delta on. I don't know if you know, but the Rip 28 podcast was recently voted the number one podcast for all members of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. We were voted the number one podcast. Yes, we were.
Yes.
Hey. Yes, we were.
Tell them we bring on the best of the best, man. We bring on the best of the best, Mercedes.
Man, you didn't tell me that before, sir. Y'all should have told me.
We bring on the best of the best on, man. Check this out, man. Speaking of the best of the best, man, we are a little bit everywhere. And I know we tell everybody we are the best, but sometimes people want the proof. They want to say, well, how do we know you the best? But we just got an email last week. We are trending as one of the top podcasts in Mexico. We told you 3 weeks ago about Pakistan, how we picked up some new viewers in Pakistan. Now we big time in Mexico. Shout out to a homeboy Laz. But we doing big things in Mexico, Mercedes. We all over this thing. Bron, for all the people trying to check us out, Bron, how can they check us out, Bron?
Man, they got us on YouTube. They got us on Podbay. They got us on Podbean. They got us on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes. Man, they got us everywhere. Everywhere you can scream a podcast, we there. You can see us. No
Just
doubt about it. And we
say,
bring a Mercedes and a BMW.
that's what we do. That's what we do. We don't play around with it. We don't play around with it. We play. Shout out to the people. We see you out there. Aaron talking about he give out stuff too. False hopes and desperation. That's what Aaron give out to the community.
Keep that over there.
Aaron.
With a side of syphilis too, but we ain't
Oh God.
we ain't gonna talk about that. Aaron.
Come
We ain't gonna talk about that. Shout out Natalie. We see you out there, Natalie. Mariah, we see you out there, man. We appreciate everybody checking us out, man. We appreciate you checking us out live. But make sure after the episode is over, you go and check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, all those other places, man. Make sure you check us out so we can get those views up, man. We have all of these listeners and subscribers on the on Spotify. But our YouTube number's not where we want to be, man. We need to use them. You see, Aaron, man, we're gonna have to ban you.
Yeah, we about to ban that fool.
Aaron talking about he weigh condoms and duct tape, man. Come on, slow down, Aaron. Whoa.
Hey, to keep it tight, huh?
Keep it tight so it don't fall off, man.
Oh, come on,
man,
guys.
come on.
I'm sorry, brother.
That was appearance,
guys.
I just couldn't pass that one up.
Come on. Well, check this, man. We won't jump straight into this thing. Mercedes, you know what we do on the Rip 28 podcast, man? We talk current events, man. We talk stuff that's going on in the world. We give our opinion. And the thing about it, for us being out so long and being around, man, people trust us. People want our opinion on things. They want to know what we think. So we have a lot of the Rip 28ers, man. They will write into us with questions and with dilemmas and stuff like that. So shoot, man, we try to help the folk out, man. We got one coming up, man. Who want to read this for us, man? We got Chance. You can't read it.
Nope.
Between me and Ron.
I got it.
Nah,
Chance. I read last week. Oh, you want to get it, Sly?
I get it. All
right.
Hi, fellas. I have a question about my co-parenting situation. My child's father is not the greatest provider financially. He doesn't pay court order child support. He drives truck so he can lie about his income. He has a moving company, so he gets paid in cash a lot. He has been giving me $250 a month, but that is sporadic. It doesn't come at the same time, and sometimes that doesn't even come. My boyfriend and I do pretty well for ourselves, so his money or lack thereof doesn't break us. But I would like to see more, or at least be more consistent. My problem is his consistency. He doesn't pay regularly or see our child regularly. He will make an effort about once a month, and when he does, he wants to get her overnight and buys her all types of expensive gifts. I don't think that is right. What can I do to get him to change and do better? What can he do? Well, lady needed some help, man. This is what we're here for on the Rip 28 podcast, man. We're here to help. We're here to help, man. Any ideas now? Because now, when you look at the status of this podcast, man, you have Chance is the only one who won't run into this problem because he's a happily married guy. But you have three divorcees on the panel, Mercedes, myself, and LeBron. You had three.
Speak for yourself.
We ain't good in relationships, huh?
Yeah. We gonna stop.
Speak for yourself. Y'all speak for yourself. Don't put LeBron in that boat.
You are divorced, man. I ain't say you was a dead.
I'm good in the relationship.
Oh, I definitely. You know better.
I just said you was divorced, man. That's all. Ain't nobody call you deadbeat. Don't beat me up, brother. Don't beat me up.
On site, fool.
But my thing is, man, she wants to know what can she do to change the situation. Anybody got any thoughts, any ideas what she can do?
You know, it's always two sides of the story. Like, yes, why do that around that much? Why? But he come once a month. He come once.
Why does that matter?
Why does that matter?
No, you said why isn't dude around? That
Yeah.
doesn't matter when it comes to him taking care of his job.
Well,
Sometimes the women don't let that happen, man. I mean, I don't know your situation, but a lot of women make it so hard for dude to come around that he just be like, forget it.
And you allow it. So you would allow a woman in her difficult moment or her mood swings to interrupt and stop you from being with your child?
No, I'm not saying that I would, but I'm saying that people do. And according to whatever situation it was, don't make them necessarily a bad person. It's just that some things you can't deal with. Like
no, it makes them a bad person.
If it was up to them, they would see their kid all the time. But some people, I've heard some situations.
They can
sometimes
see
they don't allow
their child if they want to. There's a court that would, that waits to hear their case. If they wanted to be in their child's life, they would.
Hey, you know that don't work. Court don't care nothing about the dude.
Man, I'm on Mercedes side with this, man.
Hey,
no
so
hold on,
Ludacris has his child.
So
Ludacris got a lot more money than everybody sitting up here. That's a whole that's a false equivalency.
It is some dudes who fought for their kids, and probably would have a better living situation if the kid lived with them than with the mama. But the court don't give them that opportunity. You don't think that happens?
I can't say that it don't. But
I think
there's just no limit. There's just no limit that I'm not gonna go to see my child. That's just me.
Exactly.
I can only speak for me. I can't speak for the masses and everybody else. But for me, BMW Brown, I'm going to war for behind mine.
Yeah, I know you would. But I'm just saying, I've seen situations where it was tough. It was made real tough.
Well, my thing is, anytime we get a letter, and we say this all the time, every time we get a letter, you're only seeing you're only hearing part of the story. This is what she's telling us, man. And it could be a lot more, or it could be nothing else at all going on with the story. But this is her main point. Her main question is, what can she do to get him to change or do better? Now, here's the sad realization. She can't do anything. She can't do one thing to change him and make him do better. Sometimes you gotta bite that bullet. You gotta bite that bullet. If he isn't the best dad that he should be, I mean, you have to remind him or tell him that he needs to be a better dad. But you can't force somebody to be a good dad. You can't. It's something that you would want to do. And a lot of time, brothers get to that realization that they want to do better, they want to be better, but it's a little bit too late. Kids probably grown, or kid, is up in the age, so it doesn't work out. And then you have those situations like Chance was talking about earlier. It's not a pleasant fact that we want to talk about or we want to admit, but you do have bad moms out there. You do have bad moms who make it difficult for the man to establish that relationship with the child. And when the child gets older, especially if it's a boy, he gets older, he realizes, damn, my mama might not have been shit. My mama might have been the one talking bad about my dad when my dad was really doing what he was supposed to do. So it's a tricky situation. But what I would tell her, what I tell all women, if you're having problems with your ex or your baby daddy when it comes to the money, go to court. Because if you're sitting up here arguing back and forth over this, you two aren't gonna settle that. That's why I don't like it, but sometimes you gotta get the white man involved. Sometimes you gotta go and get the white man involved. It ain't always cool. And it works too for the brothers. If you go to court, it's an uphill battle. Now, don't get me wrong. A judge is gonna grant custody and gonna grant favor to the mom. That ain't no question.
What's best for the child? It's what's best for the child.
No, it ain't always what's best for the child.
That's what I was trying to say. It ain't always best.
Okay, so I can only speak from my experience. We got divorced, we went through the court, everything was put in paper. And it all boils down to numbers. I am responsible for a percentage of our children's living expenses, and so is he. It just so happens that my shit is together. Okay, so if it's a situation where a female shit is not together and she can't provide suitable housing, the father has the responsibility to prove that in court. If he doesn't, then I kind of question his credibility as a father or his quality as a father. But if the mother can't provide a stable and safe household or whatever, it's the responsibility of the father to bring that up and fight to get his child.
Why do he have to provide that though? Like you gotta provide every
child.
Well, no.
Okay, let's go back. At the end of the day, she knew what she was fucking a long time ago, and I don't know their situation, but maybe he was an asshole when she was fucking him. Maybe he was tight with money when she was fucking him. So why are we surprised that he's now being an asshole now? And I'm not excusing his behavior because I don't think that anything good should come to somebody who doesn't do right by their children. But if he was fucking with somebody who was tight with money, who didn't have the lifestyle that, could provide you with the lifestyle you wanted, then why are we like assuming that it is going to just appear after we break up and there's a baby here? He was always an asshole. And I hope I don't want her to be offended or sad about this. But if he was tight with money, if he's tight with money with his bloodline, he was with money.
She could have been trash. She could have been he could have paid $40 for that and she got pregnant. And now he got to live with that situation. It's always bad decisions on both sides. But I'm saying
right.
She could have used the same. Yeah. He could have used the same situation. Now he can't see his kids. She live in a trailer park. He a lawyer or something like that. And now she got custody trying to get money up out of him. And
then he's not a good.
Hey, Tito got a good point. He say, why, if men don't pay support, they go to jail. If she can't pay support or can't support them, she gets government assistance.
Now that's a real good point.
Come on, Mercedes. I see you thinking. But that's a very good
based off of my experience, it would have to be based on who the court identifies as going to be the custodial and physical parent. If she's the custodial and physical parent, she's already providing the home, the roof.
Okay, but I don't
know why the guy goes to jail and she gets government assistance, because I would assume if he's in a position and he doesn't have and his salary meets the requirements, his ass could get government assistance too. They all could get their ass up and go get another job.
The thing about it is, whether it's a mother or father, you can't make them do anything. If it's not in you, it's not in you. That's why, like you said, you got to know who you having kids with.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out
we all see signs.
Shout out to Bruce straight from the Ville life. I see what you're saying, Bruce.
Slide, you ain't really Ville life. You from Riverview Terrace.
Riverview Terrace, baby.
Don't be saying Ville life.
Plum Chase. You from Plum Chase?
That's the wrong. That ain't even the river. We don't even. That's y'all fakers. Y'all fakers. We real river. We real Broad River around here. It's real Broad River.
Hey man, but
so proud of the river. So proud.
But it shouldn't take somebody, the white man getting in your business, as you say, to make you take care of your child, man or woman.
But see that's the crazy thing. It shouldn't take that. But sometimes the court system is there for a reason.
It's there for a reason.
It's there for a reason. And a lot of people, and quite honestly, man, brothers have got a raw deal when they've gone to court. Brothers gotten a raw deal when they go to court. So you have that fear of a black man going to court. You show up for a parking ticket, your ass might say, hey, you fit the description and you locked up for something else. So, yeah. But what I have noticed with most of the men who do go to court and they have their stuff in order, they have their stuff lined up and everything's in order, they'll work out. It'll work out. For them in court if it's lined up, if they want custody or if they want joint custody, but you got to go through that path. Now I have seen I know plenty of brothers who get screwed royally, through that system. It happens.
What does that look like? What does screwed royally look like when it comes to taking care of your child?
No,
right,
no,
just
I'm
cause,
talking
just
about the
cause,
money part. I'm talking about the money part. Cause
Yes, that's what I want to know. What does
we
that
see
look
stuff.
like?
Well, let me break this down. We see stuff when we look at TV and we see a Kanye West gotta pay $3 million in child support.
What is his net value?
But
What is
but
his
see
worth?
No,
see
that's not.
be,
It don't take all that to
oh,
support a child, Mercedes.
but hold on. Here go my point.
$3 million.
Even with Kanye, that's not hurting him. That's not gonna hurt Kanye. But we see that number and we like, man, that's fucking crazy. You don't need that type of money to raise a kid. What I'm talking
Right.
about,
You don't need that type of money to raise a kid. Your
they
child,
don't need that. They don't need. She's she's a billionaire too.
Somebody else's
Man,
household.
what
You gotta
what
pay for. They
buying?
gotta pay for security.
What does she do? She has money.
They have a quality of living to uphold, but it's their child. She contributes. Like, okay, when I got divorced and I was climbing up the career ladder, right? I learned in the federal government that if you go to the places that nobody wants to go to, you make your grade faster. I'm in Martinsburg, West Virginia with 2 little kids by myself, no family. So yes, he paid a higher percentage of child support, right? And I remember my child wanted something and he was like, nah, I sent child support, take it out that. No problem. I bought it for my child, put it in the mailbox and put his daddy's name on it. So my son could have like all the little boys in school had Marvel wallets from their dads. And at the time, my ex-husband was still angry at me for not wanting to be in the marriage anymore. And so he was taking it out on the kids. I paid for the wallet, put his father's name on it so he can get it, right? But my thing is like, when I'm at home, I'm in Martinsburg, no family, no support. I'm working to climb the ladder so I can make more money. Okay, I'm paying rent, I'm paying all this stuff. He's paying his 51%. I have 41%, 49%, excuse me. But what about all the other shit that I do? Like if you want to break it down and make it all mathematical, my hourly rate. One kid gets sick, that's a week out of work. They get better, they go back to school. The other kid gets sick. That's another goddamn week out of work that I have to miss, but the work is still waiting on me, okay? Then I'm stressed out. I gotta cook, I gotta clean, I gotta do this, gotta get them to school. I want cultured children. So they're in all ballet, gymnastics, taekwondo. I'm fucking tired, but I'm covering my 49% plus some. And all he has to do is his 51%. That's not equal. Like, so yeah, he pays a little more on the front end, but I'm giving much more than that damn 51% that he's giving. So I don't want to hear no shit about no money.
So if he said, let me get the kids, if he say, let me get the kids, you'd be like, nope. Am I right or wrong?
What do you mean? I just told y'all when my son started high school, that was the hardest decision
I'm saying when they were younger, when you complain about having to take care of them all the time. I'm talking about why you saying that I'm the one taking care of.
But see, you're assuming. Well, no, I wanted a break. Like, please come get them. Like, I need my Saturday and Sunday and stuff like that. But again, my situation may not be like everybody else's. I've always encouraged, like, get your damn kids. I need a break.
Well,
he's a great father now. He's a great father now. But like we had to grow to get to that point.
That proves the point though. See, you're different. A lot of women ain't like that. And that's why I just like a lot of times when all y'all on the same page, I just try to show a different perspective from everybody else that everybody ain't like you. My dad told me that a long time ago because I think I was a pretty nice kid growing up, you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell them about some bullshit somebody did. And I was like, how could they do something like that? He's like, man, everybody ain't like you, man. You think just because you wouldn't have did somebody dirty, that don't mean somebody else won't. You know what I mean? So it's a whole bunch of different people out here. So I try not to look at it just from the way I would do it. I try to look at it from experiences of people I've seen.
Hey, we got some good comments out here. Shimon Harold said, why not stay married? Mercedes, hold on. And Tito said, don't have babies by dudes you're not sure of, which we hit on. You got to know who you having kids with. And Bruce said, if you put men on child support, they only gonna pay what the court ordered. Nothing extra because they still salty.
I agree with all that, but I mean, you can't never be sure that the person that you had the kids with gonna be cool 3 years later, 5 years
Well,
later. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
well,
babies can change a relationship.
but it
Yeah.
is certain factors out there, certain things you can look at. Now, if you know a guy and he got 5 kids already, and
You
you
setting
giving
yourself up.
you giving him baby number 6, you know,
That's your fault. That's
that's
poor
your
judgment.
fault. You know
That's
what I'm
poor
saying?
judgment.
That's poor judgment. You know, and when when basically
Okay, wait, and wait, time out. In their defense, your mind could be like, bitch, what are we doing? And your heart is like, but I love him. And you go with your heart. Like if you read the book, what is it? The Alchemist, you got to lead with your heart, you know. So sometimes your heart and your brain, they're not on the same wavelength, and you go with your heart, and you end up being a 6 baby mama, and you only getting $200 child support. I'm tell you something. Y'all better be glad y'all got the baby mamas you got, because $250 a month don't cut it around here at all. It doesn't, and it wouldn't. But I also would not be dating someone who that's all he could yield. I don't know how that came out. It might have came out rude. I'm not sure, but
It did.
I
It did.
wouldn't
It
be in
did.
that situation.
It did. Came out like a little
Respectfully,
snob.
you know, no
No,
disrespect.
I'm just tripping. I'm tripping.
she friends with
tripping.
Shauna.
Yeah,
Oh, she got them S. Oh,
She friends with S.commas.
So
she
she
don't mess with no
Mercedes.com.
brokies, huh?
She don't mess with no
Yeah.
brokies. That's Shauna word. She don't mess with no brokies. But it's this whole thing of child support and baby daddy, you know, ex-husband, ex-wife, it all comes down to emotions. It all comes down to emotions. And I can firmly say, man, you know, I was somewhat lucky when it comes to my ex-wife. Me and my ex-wife, we don't really get along. I mean, we ain't friends, but we understand that our child, you know, is the most
number
important
one.
thing in the conversation. So we make decisions that benefit him. And sometimes it'll hurt one of us as long as it benefits him. As long as it benefits my son, yeah, James, of course we ain't. As long as it benefits my son, we can work things out. And then I also have joint custody too. And that's another thing for you brothers out there. If you complain about child support, you complain about shit like that, go and fight for joint custody. Fight for joint custody. And so you can cut down on that bill. You cut down on that bill if you got joint custody. But you have to be ready to accept the responsibility of having joint custody. You have to accept. And I think joint custody is perfect because Mercedes brought up a good point earlier. She said, you know, I would love to have a break sometime. A lot of women, when they have custody of the kid, and the dad doesn't come around, the dad doesn't do what he wants, that woman doesn't have a break. You know, she doesn't have time to herself to get out and do stuff. And, you know, and especially as that kid get older, because like me, you know, in my backsliding days, long time ago.
Long time ago.
You know, I used
Yes,
to mess with them single mothers who had the young kids. So, you know, you put them to bed early and then, you know,
Look
you
at
go
this
upstairs and do what you got to do.
Look at this guy.
And because she had
You
custody,
have a big snack.
you ain't have to worry about taking her out on no date because she couldn't go nowhere. She couldn't get no
Man, shut up,
babysitter.
man.
It
But on a
worked.
serious note, man,
It worked out
it takes a
perfect.
level. It takes a level of maturity, man. Maturity in these situations when you're talking about co-parenting and how you go about it, especially when there's another spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend in the picture, because now you feel like nobody better not say nothing to my child. You get defensive. You might be salty, so it can change things. Like she said, they're not doing bad by themselves, so she feel like she don't really need him. And that might
Hey.
be
But
the thing
I worry about that because that's her boyfriend. That's not her husband. So he
Yeah.
may not be a
He might
permanent
not be
staple
there.
in her life, you know?
But it changes things though. You know, when you start to think about another female or another male around your child, the first thing you think, I hope you don't think he's my child's son, my child dad, or that biatch better not be around my child telling him or her what to do. It changes things, man. It changes things. So we don't, like you said, we don't know the other side of this. We
But
don't
you
know
know
how
what?
she's making
But I
him
think
feel.
I
Go ahead.
think that mentality though, I hate to cut you out, but I think that mentality comes with a dude who's not active in his kid life. If he worried about some other dude being a dad. Like my ex-wife can date whoever she want. And I'm gonna be honest, I encourage my ex-wife to date, because if she happy, that means she off my motherfucking back. You know what I'm saying? I encourage her to go out and find some dick or find something to keep her happy in her life. You know?
That's man. Hey, but you know, people got a lot of pride, man. I had a conversation with somebody just yesterday about saying you know, if like say you married and you say you got a son and your wife say, do you want to can we get a mentor, like a big brother or something for our son? You know what I'm saying? What would y'all be like? Would y'all be like, no, man, I got this. I'm the older man you need to listen to. Or would you understand that it takes a village to raise somebody, and many good influences that you can have in your life, the better? What you think?
I think it's a maturity. It's a maturity issue. It's a maturity issue.
Would you say no or yes right now?
I would say yes. I would hesitantly say yes. But I would need to know the situation on this whole mentorship, because let's talk, boom, let's use you for example, Chance, and let's talk about basketball. Chance's daughter is a really good basketball player. Chance was a coach before he got into the corporate world. Chance was a coach and a successful school basketball coach. Now he's a successful school basketball coach, a former athlete. You would think if he tells somebody what to do, he should be able to be a good trainer to kids, and he has trained kids. But Chance said he tried to train his daughter. Your daughter wouldn't listen because you her daddy. She not gonna listen. So Chance had to go out and get another trainer to train his daughter. You know what I'm saying? And the trainer was telling her the same shit that Chance was telling her. The same shit Chance was telling her.
I just had to pay him to tell it.
Yeah,
and that's some shit.
but she accepted that because it was coming from someone else. So when I see an issue of somebody wanting to be a mentor to my son might want to know something about engineering. I don't know anything about engineering. I don't know. That's not my wheelhouse. So I would love for him to have a mentor. I would love for Juwan to come here and teach my son how to be an engineer. You see
but you see how you went the safe route with Juwan? You ain't going to say you want the dude from down the street. You went the safe route.
No, I went with somebody who's an expert in their field. With somebody
that was the safe route. Why not go out and get somebody else? Because you don't, huh?
Jerome, get Jerome from around the corner.
Because the dude from around the corner, if he gonna if my ex-wife come out and say she want a mentor for my son, I would love for him to have. I would tell her, get somebody who know what the fuck he talking about.
No. What did you say? A mentor for your son? Teach him how to be a man.
Nah, that's man. I'll slap shit. Nah, what the hell? Teach him how to be.
But check this out.
But if a woman comes and says that to you, I want somebody to teach my son how to be a man. That's shady. That's her being shady. That's her being shady.
What you think?
Is it her being shady? I mean, she could be being shady, or she could be identifying that you're lacking. You're not teaching your son how to be a man.
He said me. He said me.
Hold on, Slide. What you said, LeBron?
Why not just talk to him directly and not throw the shade and say, I need somebody to teach my son how to be a man, instead of just saying, hey, look, you know your son's slipping on some things, tighten up on it.
You know
that's an option. I'm not ruling that out. What I'm saying is like we don't in the scenario. There's an unknown. So if I've been saying I really need you to get the son, you know, he needs to be around his dad. He needs to see how black men act, and you just giving me no. Fuck your feelings, yo. I'm you know, I know we're supposed to discuss 100% like what's going on with our kids. I'm going to get him a mentor so that he is going to be taught how to be a man.
Hey, the way she gonna say it,
I wouldn't even need to do it.
The way she gonna say it, she gonna run around the corner, know how to be a real man. Hey, and then that gonna mess the whole situation up.
Check this out. Tito in the comments say, man, date away from the kid. Don't bring the dude or woman around your child. That's all I ask.
Well,
Don't have a dude around my
eventually it's gonna happen. Eventually it's gonna
Your
happen.
children need to see you dating, like a healthy dating, not just not fucking around. Like your children need to see you in a healthy relationship with someone else. And I'm gonna tell you, my son was 13 going on 14, and I had always taken your stance, LeBron, where like my kid, I don't have it around my children, right? I'm out here, but I'm limiting myself. Like I probably could have been remarried or whatever. So I think I'm doing right. And then my son was like, "You deserve to be happy, mommy. You need to start dating." Meanwhile, like I'm good, but like my children don't see me interacting with a man, don't see love being exchanged, don't see someone loving on their mother or whatever. And they notice that and they speak on that. So I did that with you. I did your way, but I feel like I limited myself.
I feel you, but what happens when that boyfriend is no longer there?
Mm-hmm.
And
see,
what happens then?
You got to be careful.
You have to agree.
That's a trip, man. I gotta speak on it. Hey, I gotta speak on this real quick, man. That's a trip, man. Everybody too overprotective, man. These kids ain't dumb. These kids got to grow up one day. Like I don't care if you have 4, 5, 6 girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, man. Hey, they got to learn that sometimes stuff don't work out in life. Sometimes, the mama might be trying to make the relationship work and it don't work out.
But here go the thing: what age do they need to learn that? That's the question. You see, like my son 14 right now. So if my ex-wife date or whoever she date, she can go and she can date whoever she want to. She can date whoever she want to, and she can let my son see who she dating. You know what I'm saying? But when my son was 6, I wouldn't want him to know that his mom is out here in these streets. And
that ain't out there in the streets. Just because
if she has
respect, man.
If she has multiple,
you should stay with him.
Well,
everything don't work out. Everybody ain't Tanisha and Chance, bro.
No, I'm just saying,
like
man.
You just said, things happen.
Hey, everybody go through some stuff, man. That don't mean you can't work through it, man.
Don't bring it around my child, dog. That's all I'm saying.
See, that ain't right. That ain't your decision, your choice no more.
Irreconcilable difference.
It's my choice.
You ain't with him.
Don't ever say it ain't my choice.
You can't tell her who to talk to.
My choice.
You can't tell her who to talk to.
I ain't saying. I'm not saying who to talk to.
Or when to talk to him.
Okay.
Or they can't bring him to the house.
Okay. All right.
You can't tell her that. You ain't her owner.
Okay.
The only thing that you would hope for.
If you feel that way, you feel that way. That's why they call it an opinion.
You just don't want. You just pray. You just pray your kid don't walk in the room and the mom and they're tossing somebody's salad. That's the only thing.
Man, why a good conversation?
That's what you really don't want.
You don't want them to walk in on you and your wife tossing salad or whatever. You don't want to do that either.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm waiting for my son to get a little bit older, and he started when he talk a little bit of trash. He say something smart, he say something slick. I'm gonna throw it right back. I'm gonna say that's why your mama used to suck my dick. I'm gonna say I'm gonna throw it right back in his face every time he say something slick.
That's not disrespectful. Oh my God!
But you know he is.
It's mama jokes. I guarantee you, his friends saying the same. His friends saying your mama sucked my dick. His friends saying this stuff. His friends saying it. So I'm gonna go and throw it in his face. Soon as he want to play the dozens with me, he get the cracking with me. I'm going straight to the mama jokes. I ain't gonna wait no time.
Hey, you do that one, you might not talk to him for a year.
Oh, he gonna want to fight. I'm gonna have him ready to fight.
Hey, listen, bro. Bruce got another good point. Everybody ain't for your kids to meet. Yep. You can't. That's just like every chick or every man you have dealt with in some capacity. They ain't meet your mom or your dad or your family.
Hey, so let's switch this around. Y'all saying the women can't have no man around. So anytime y'all get y'all kid, ain't no women around.
Never. I would never have another woman.
And never have.
Look at here. For me personally, when I was out there in these streets, you know what I'm saying? When I'm out there in these streets, when we divorced, my son, and once again, my situation is different. I have joint custody. My kid is with me for 1 week, and then he's with his mom for the next week. So I planned my dating life around that. I planned my dating life around that. I would go out on dates on the weeks my son wasn't there. And when my son was there, I would wait for him to go to bed to bring company over.
Translation, he only used the lotion every other week.
Every other week.
And
Every other week
after
I use
10
the lotion.
p.m.
After 10 p.m. I use
So
anytime.
my
As long as he saw the
ex-husband-
door closed, he knew not to open the door.
My ex-husband put in our in our parental plan that we couldn't have our children around anyone we weren't married to. But he has always had a girlfriend, and my kids have met all of them. Like I like the one he's with now. But like how I found out that they were living together when he got their kids for Christmas, I saw 4 stocking stuffers or whatever on the mantle, and I was like, who the other stocking stuffers for? And then that's when I found out. My issue, despite the court-ordered document saying one thing, is like, it doesn't just apply to me, sir. It applies to you also. But then it was just like, you have a complete strange woman in the house around the kids. You didn't think you wanted to introduce us. And I don't want to stop or be a barrier, but that woman needs to know, like, hey, ma'am, I'm the type that I'll fuck your mama up if you hurt my kids. You know, like, we need to have that conversation. Maybe not in those words, but I need her to know, like, I'm so serious about these children. You don't hurt them. You don't overstep your boundaries, you know? And so I took offense to it because she was a single mother herself. And I was like, hey, you know, she was texting my kids. I hadn't even met her. And so I was like, hey, is this his ex-wife and the mother of his children? I'm gonna block you on the kid's phone until we meet, because I feel like you skipped some steps. I've never been a barrier. Like, if you want to, when my ex-husband is dating and he's happy, he's a great father. So why would I want to come in between that? That's my break and that's my kid's balance. But what I feel like is, like, a lot of you guys overstep or skip steps, and that's not cool. You want to tell me that every guy don't need to meet my child, but you introduce every female to my child. And I know it's a double standard, because my son and my daughter don't want to see me with multiple men. And that's why they've never seen me with multiple men, but they've seen their dad do it. So it's okay for guys to do it, but not the woman. That's
you wait till after they go to sleep too.
and I'm seriously, but this is the old me when they were younger, and I'm limiting myself. Like, I could have been in love and in a long-term relationship long time ago, but I limited myself to the after hours. And I think somebody mentioned earlier.
How you know that though? How you know it would have been a long relationship?
Then after hours didn't turn into anything?
Well, I don't know that, LeBron, but it's a 50-50 chance it could have. But I put stipulations and limitations on it, where I put us in a box. Like, hey, I'm working, I'm going to school. My vision is I want to be a SES. I want to do this, I want to do that. And my children are young and active. Like, I don't really need a distraction right now, but I need a break and an outlet. So from between these hours, this is when I need you in my life. When you text or call, if I can't talk, I hit you during these hours.
So
and I put myself in that category.
Did that prove that women determine how the relationship's gonna go?
No,
Fellas.
I don't think so. I think a man has all say in if a relationship will exist and how it will go, but I think a woman can determine, like, the temperature or the climate of it.
Well, I mean, like, dude might be really digging you, right? But I can only see you between my office hours are from 11 to 2 a.m. Hey, so he's like, man, you know, I ain't gonna keep doing this. You know, I mean, I love to come over and do what you want me to do, but other than that,
if you don't articulate, if he doesn't articulate that to me, and I'm not in the right mind state at that time, then
why would somebody, when he just a booty call? He's just a booty call. Come over, go home before my kids get up. You can't have no cereal. You can't even get no Captain Crunch before you leave or nothing.
Can't get none of them
Now hold on 1 second. Now this gonna be asshole Sly coming out for a second. This gonna be
That's been our show.
This gonna be asshole Sly coming out for a second. Chance brought up a good point. Chance said, basically that it's just a booty call. And Mercedes, you disagreed and said it's not a booty call, but technically it is. It is. If this dude can only really kick it with you when the kid go to sleep, you know what I'm saying? He can't kick it with you in public. Then you just a booty
I didn't
call.
say that.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
Okay.
So
he
like
is a
in that
booty call.
time frame when he comes over, it's not guaranteed we're having sex or anything. Maybe he's just coming over, we talking, maybe I cooked and I saved him a plate. We could still go on dates, but when in that time of my life, you couldn't hit me up the same day and say, hey, you want to go to a game? I cut people off if they did that because you put me in an awkward situation. I'm a mother. I don't live by family. I got a plan to have a nanny or a date, some
How would
daycare to
they
watch
know
my
that?
kids.
All right. Now this is the pay.
How would they know that?
No, we're talking. Everybody doesn't have access to me. So we're talking.
If he asked you to go on a date, you cut him off.
It can't be same day.
You just cut him off though. Like what if he might have had a plan? Man, I got a babysitter. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff, but you just cut him off, so you ain't never know.
No, it's different. So if we're talking, I've already put this out there. Like, hey, no, if we're talking, I've already put this out. Like, hey, I'm a single. I'm a divorced mom, but at the time, I was a divorced single mother. Because I had 100% of all the responsibilities, the physical responsibilities. So like, hey, I feel a certain type of way if you ask me to do something the same day. I want to go with you. And you doing that makes me regret my responsibilities, which is unfair to me. So I ask you not to do that.
Sometimes things pop up the same day, and you don't want him to involve you. You don't want him to even mention it to you.
Don't you ask me?
Like he can mention it. Maybe this one day
he got them tickets.
Maybe you were available, and he ain't asked you, and he went he went to the NBA finals or something like that. And he like, I ain't asked you because I know you ain't gonna.
He got tickets. He got tickets last minute. Somebody gave him.
And then you gonna be like, why you ain't take me? And he be like, you told me not to ask you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on now. It's always some way you can make things work.
And see, I think when you took that route of when you said I'm gonna cut you off completely if you call me at the last minute, now I think that's crazy in my opinion. I think cutting anybody off completely is crazy.
I think you gotta learn, man. Like every situation ain't the same.
Exactly.
Like it's just you can't just be like, oh, this is the only way I'm gonna do things. You gotta be a little more flexible.
So that's how I was, though. That's how I was. And if we talk, so before you ever gained access to like physically chilling with me, we had conversations. What are you looking for? Blah, blah, blah. So this is a deal breaker for me. I don't want to be in a position where I regret my responsibilities. And at the time, I was angry because I was 100% everything for the kids. Like, I have friends who started out as single mothers, right? And we have this debate all the time, which is more preferable? The father who gives financially but is absent physically, or the father who gives physically and, helps out when he can financially. I like the father who's present, and none of my friends agree with me. They like the father who can give money.
And see, that's the problem. That's a problem there. Y'all only put that in two categories. That ain't the only two categories that a man can be. Only money or him being
the
present.
Only time.
That's not the only two categories a man can be.
Us. But so that's your experience. So we can't speak from your experience. From our experience,
I've been there all the time. It ain't my experience.
But no, I get that. But what I'm saying is we can only speak from like our level of sight. So like if one friend has the father who doesn't do anything, doesn't have any money, but he's always got time. And then you have me where I'm very comfortable, but I wish, my children were, with their dad. At that time, that's the only two places we could speak from. We didn't know any other situation.
See,
and again, my ex-husband is a great father now.
That's 0 to 100 though. Like I be trying to tell these women all the time, you can't be 0 or 100. It's a 98 points in between 0 to 100. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of in betweens up in there. You know what I mean? Like he could be there sometimes and get money sometimes. I mean, it's a lot to go through. It ain't just like only he get money and he ain't there.
Man, just do
Or
both.
he there,
man.
he ain't got no money.
You just be able to do both. You can do
Wow.
both.
I mean, people gonna try their best, man. People grow, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta give them a chance. Like a lot of times, people don't get second chances, and that's a mistake in a lot of people's life, in my opinion.
Well, here go the thing. We kind of lost sight of what our question was. The lady question came down to is what can I do to get him to change and do better? I think
Nothing.
Nothing.
Answered it.
we're all in agreement. It's nothing you can do to make him be better. Nothing you can do.
No, that's
All
a
you
self
can
thing.
Yeah, that's a self thing. That's a self thing. And we spoke a little bit about mentors. You know, instead of the kid having a mentor, maybe the baby daddy need a mentor. You know, he needs somebody in his life to you know, surround yourself with good people. Because a lot of times if you surround yourself, your environment is good and you surround yourself with good people, you know, good things will happen or you'll notice a change. Now this kind of brought up one of my Facebook friends. She put a post out there. And this is the post she put. I need a +1 for an event. I've called 5 men all over the age of 40. Not one of them can be black tie ready. Clearly, I need to reevaluate my people. So my question is,
I don't like last minute shit.
well, my question is, I truly think that if you're a woman and you've called 5 men and none of those 5 men have a black suit, you've made some mistakes somewhere along the dating path.
That's not what I got.
I've seen but I've seen people who replied and people say, "Oh, these men ain't shit. These men ain't shit." No. You fucking with some bad people. You're fucking with some people who are not worthy. In order for you to be black, you know, Mercedes was coming on the show, so I pulled out my tux so I could be ready. I got the shiny tux on with the sparkle.
Look like got some, yeah, but I look like got some glitter on that thing.
I got the glitter and the sparkles and everything. This my fancy tux right here, and you know, boom.
I meant to tell you can go and take it off, man, because I know it's hard to breathe up in that thing.
Well, you know, man, I'm in the garage now. I got the garage open, so I got the little breeze coming through, so I can smoke my cigar. You know, I got to go to the garage to smoke.
Hey, you could tell when that head starts sweating.
the head ain't sweating yet. I'm cool. I'm cool right now. But this was a very interesting thing, and this is for all the brothers listening, all the brothers watching. Something you have to have as a man. As a man, you should have 2 suits. You should have a black suit and a blue suit. Basically, you should have a black suit and a navy blue suit. You know, and both that black suit should be a year-round suit, that navy blue suit, or a dark or a blue suit. You need to have that in your life. You know, you can have multiple shirts, multiple colored shirts and stuff to go along with it. But I think to be a grown man, you gotta have a black suit.
Hey, they killing my boy Sly. T. Bright say Sly got on that Ruben Studdard jacket. T don't say Sly got on that Marks on Main Easter.
Hey, somebody said he's sorry for 2004. That Ruben, big Ruben.
Now I don't know. Big Al said he don't own a suit or a tie, and I promise I'm not professional than most. Al, you a fucking drummer at church, Al. How do you not have a suit? How do you not have a suit, Al? You own a business. You own a good business. You fucking photographer. How do you not have a suit, Al?
But I didn't read that. I didn't get that when you put the question on the screen. I didn't get that they said they didn't have a tux. I'm looking at the inconvenience. How dare you wait to the last minute to ask something like that of me? For me, like I got to get my hair done. I got to make up. I got to do this. My nails and toes got to be done. And you want me to just like blink and be ready the same day? I didn't get that, you know, like they they didn't have anything, I'm looking at the inconvenience. Like, they're not going to be ready in time. They may have the tux, but shit, like, why do they have to be inconvenienced? They can't make it.
Yeah, that is another way to look at the inconvenience too. I ain't think about it like that.
Man, I think every man should have a suit now.
I agree.
I mean, you ain't gotta. I ain't saying you gotta go out there and have a suit in every color, but you do need to have a suit. You never know what may come up. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a suit from your father-daughter dance or
I
nothing?
mean, hell, it's just, I don't
Do
know,
they
man.
want to go? Do they even want to go though? That's the question.
Yeah, that might be another question too. They might not just want to go.
Now that's what I thought about. Yeah, they just ain't want to go with her.
You know, I mean,
So-
she's a good looking chick, so I don't think that would be the reason they don't want to go with her. You know, she ain't no mud duck. You know, she's a good looking chick. So
Well, even the mud does get love if they pay her right. I mean, I ain't say that out loud. What the hell I'm saying? I don't know about that.
You literally just said.
Oh, my bad.
oh, look at this.
I ain't even said it out loud.
Now Bruce. Now Al sitting up here talking about he don't have a suit, but Bruce said Al profile pic is in a suit. Now that was his wedding day. That was his wedding day. So I hope he wore a suit on his wedding day.
Hey, Al, you went that drummer boy on YouTube with the butt crack hanging out. How they bouncing that thing?
Hey, now T Bright had a good one talking about she out here calling sneaky links to go to charitable events. So she might be calling the wrong dude. You're right, T Bright. She just called the wrong 5 dudes.
Yes, she might be
But
calling.
that begs the difference. Where's her main dude then? Where's her main entree?
Well, I'm guessing she's single and she doesn't have a main man right now. So
Well, she probably seen him. But she probably seen him in his tux looking like slime. Was like, no, I definitely don't want to take him.
Whatever, boy. Hey, your boy Sly cleans up well. He cleans up nice. I fool him when I clean up now.
I definitely don't want to take Big Worm.
I clean up nice.
I mean Big Perm with no hair.
but it is but I think we're all kind of in agreement. I think everybody agreed except Al. What's that?
Hold on, Sly. Somebody, Miss Steph Morgan said, I didn't call them for a date. I'm here. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Well, do we need to send the link to Steph?
Hey, I like that. She popped on and said, let's get some straightening.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. We gon' I'm gonna see if I can.
Hey, I like that, Bruce. Bruce, a lot of the cats is doing the high water or tapered look with the Air Force Ones or the Jordan ones or whatever kind of shoe. Yeah, they doing that.
That's not black tie. That's
no. He was just saying it's a new age of dressing, is what he was saying.
For the young folks.
Well, for the young folks.
Hey, she said, no, I'm about to record my podcast.
Oh, that is right. Hey, shout out.
She got to bring us on then.
Shout out to Steph.
She got to come on.
Steph and Keith Hardwick. They do a real good podcast too, man. And I'm trying, the name just slipped my mind. God, it slipped my mind. But Keith, we're in a Facebook group together, man. I've been in a Facebook group with them for a long time, man. And they do a real good podcast also. Not as good as the Rip 28 podcast, I might add. But they
add.
Get it right.
Please add that in. Please add that.
They do a real good podcast. And damn, she ought to tell me. She'll tell me sometime soon what they the Short Desk podcast. The Short Desk podcast is what they do.
She was going to say she was going to bring you on for the short. Never mind.
Short bus, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I do believe though, I find it hard. I find it hard to believe. I'm gonna do what the young people say to Step. I'm gonna call Cap. I'm gonna say Cap on Step because I find it hard to believe. Step is a college-educated woman. I find it hard to believe that she done called 5 dudes in Atlanta and not one of them own a damn suit. I find that one hard to believe, Step. You know one brother who got a damn suit, Step. So
But
so
she may not want to go with him.
well, yeah, that is true. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers. Well, I mean, I don't beg, I don't think she's begging, but if she's looking for a date at the last moment, I mean, you can't expect Denzel Washington to drop his shit to jump with you at the last moment. You gotta take what you can get if you're waiting at the last moment.
So if dude don't like wearing suits, that means he ain't a good guy. That was what y'all said. That was they saying.
Well,
Like, he ain't got
my thing is not liking wearing suits and not having a suit. It's two different things. That's two different things. I think everybody should have two suits. Everybody should have
Like,
two suits. Hell, my son got suits.
If you don't like wearing suits, you're gonna buy a suit for him.
Because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Like you gotta wear a suit to go where? Where you gotta wear a suit?
To a black tie event, your child's school. You never know. You just never know.
A suit or a sports jacket or something, you gotta have. You a grown ass man. You 40.
I'm just saying you ain't gotta have no suit.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you. Let's put it like this: nobody I know or hang out with, well, besides fucking Al. I just found out Al. I'm a little bit disappointed in you.
Well,
and
Al will rent one. Al will rent one.
Hey, Al was like, we rented that shit.
But everybody I know has a suit. Hell, you done been to a funeral at least. Goddamn.
Everybody don't wear a suit to a funeral, Sly.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody know. There's some people just wear a shirt, a pair of slacks, and a shirt, button down.
Well, in the words of T.K. Kirkland, who raised you? Who raised you, niggas? That I don't know, man. That's a funny one, man. That's a funny one. Check this out, man. Time flies when you're having fun, man. Time flies, man. This thing is done shot on and shot up, man. We over our Mercedes. We try to keep this thing a little short, man. We try to keep it about an hour because we know the attention span of people. All you people watching, though, make sure if you joined in late, joined in early, or whatever, we're going to upload this. We upload everything to our Spotify and iTunes, YouTube, all that stuff. Anchor. Make sure you watch it or you listen to it on the way to work or wherever. Once again, man, we got these numbers, man. We're doing really well, Mercedes. I don't know if we told you, but we're getting about 1,000 listens per episode that first week. We're over the 1,000 listens per episode the first week. We're over that mark now, but our YouTube numbers are down. And we invited Mercedes on. She's showing a little bit of cleavage. We trying to get them YouTube numbers up. We trying. I even put a suit on, trying to get these. Put my sports jacket on, trying to get these YouTube numbers up. So make sure when we upload this thing tomorrow, you check out the complete episode. What we like to do on the Rip 28 podcast, every week we take a trip down the 90s block. The 90s block, we take something from the 90s, and we talk about it and we say, which one do you like the most? We're all at the age now, we're all family people, we all have kids. But something we did, we all went to an amusement park in the 90s. We all went to an amusement park in the 90s. So what we want to do, we want to throw this out here. We want to throw 3 amusement parks out there. Which one was the one you liked the best? Disney World, Carowinds, or Six Flags? Disney World, Carowinds, or Six Flags for our 90s block. We're going to go ladies first. Mercedes, which one? Ladies first.
I gotta go with Six Flags because that was all I had access to. It was close, it was affordable, and St. Andrews Middle School, the stand program after school would take us at least twice throughout the school year. So I'm gonna have to go with Six Flags as a child with no money. As an adult, Disney World. Or no, Universal Studios.
That wasn't one of the choices. That wasn't one of the choices. Stick to the script.
I gave it.
Mercedes, don't come on here changing the rules.
I said Carowinds. I'm
You talking about
sorry. Forgive me.
you talking about Universal Studios.
Well, y'all left that one
She
out,
like
and I'm
the
a Harry
you.
Potter
She
fan.
like the
so-
you.
But
Yeah.
Carowinds.
Come on, man.
What you say,
Carowinds.
President?
Okay, Carowinds.
Wait a minute, you said Six Flags to start off with. See.
No, I didn't.
Her first,
Yes, you
what her first
did.
word? Six Flags.
Yeah,
You
Six
said
No,
Flags.
it
Six
was-
She said
Flags.
Six Flags now.
I
You
said
said Six
Carowinds.
Flags. No, you
Your
said
first-
Six Flags because it was close and affordable as a child with no money.
Well, if I don't think I said Six
Yes,
Flags.
you did. When
In
you
my
go
mind-
back
okay,
and
well,
hear
I meant to say Carowinds because we lived in Columbia. Carowinds was an hour away. Six Flags was in Atlanta.
Mercedes,
My
what you been
granddaddy went
sipping on?
driving to Atlanta.
Well,
taking
we
us
skipped.
to,
We
you
skipped
been
the
sipping?
segment. We skipped
You
the
been
segment.
sipping?
What you sipping on? Apparently, Mercedes been sipping on probably
Look,
211
look,
Steel
Al, look
Reserves.
what Al said. Al Hinton said she said Six Flags.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, in my
Howdy.
mind, I thought I had said Carowinds, but Carowinds was an hour and a half away. My granddaddy wasn't taking us to Six Flags. There,
There
I
was
said
too
it.
many of y'all anyway.
Harold Bright talking about barrel of fun. Harold talking about barrel of fun in Dutch Square. Pitt's over here talking about
Man,
the
talking about
Frankie,
put,
the Frankie's count.
Part.
put,
No.
golf.
What about you? What about
Man.
you, El Presidente?
I'm gonna have to agree with Six Flags. You know, Carowinds was like a little too small. Disney World was a little too big. You got to stay at Disney World, 3-4 days to see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, Six Flags, you can get to everything, have a good time, get on little roller coasters, blah blah blah. You ain't got to wait in line for 4 hours to ride a ride. So I think Six Flags is probably the best one for me too.
What about you, Beezy?
I'm gonna go with Carowinds, man. Had some good childhood moments at Carowinds, so I'm gonna take Carowinds, dog.
I feel you.
Go ahead.
For me personally, I had my cousins and whatnot stayed in Atlanta, so we would go to Six Flags, and you get that season pass for Six Flags, and we would get the season pass, and that's before, that was back in the day before they had your picture on the season pass. So my aunt would buy the family of 4, and we would just rotate them
Pass that
around,
thing around.
rotate them around, and then at Six Flags, it was a little gate. It was not. It was a
Negro.
little fence. You could go to the fence, and we would just throw the pass over the fence, and then another one of our cousins would come in, come in a little bit later and use the pass to get on in that way, man. Six Flags was the thing for us, man. But I do tell you one thing though, as an adult, I got to take my son to Disney
I
World.
thought that wasn't a part of the question. No.
Well,
Didn't
well,
it?
check-
Nah.
You had me like that, right?
I do have the
Yeah.
mute button. I'm gonna have to put a woman
I was
in
just
her
making
place.
sure.
We let you out the kitchen. We let you out the
I was
kitchen to
making
talk
sure.
now. So, but yeah, so my thing as an adult, man, I took my son to Six Flags, and Disney World, and Disney World was fun.
Mm,
And if you
not
buy
part of
that
the question.
that little skip the line pass, that was pretty cool for Disney World to do that. But definitely as a kid, man, Six Flags was my joint, man. I love Six Flags.
Hey, Sly went to Disney World, and they tried to hire him as one of the characters.
No, that was
Wow.
that was back in the day when before it was Chuck E. Cheese.
The
What was
gorilla.
the thing?
The drummer.
Huh? What
The gorilla.
was it? What was it before Showbiz?
The
Showbiz
gorilla.
Showbiz Pizza.
Tito used to work at Showbiz.
Excuse me. You old enough to remember that, Mercedes? Because you swear
Well,
you
since
so.
I am significantly younger than y'all, but I
Oh,
do.
Lord.
Mercedes, go on, mind your business now. You too
Oh,
grown. You being too
Lord.
grown. You being too grown now. Being too grown.
Dude, you talking about you got a
Yes,
high
sir.
schooler. You ain't young. You old. You old. Oh well. But check this, man. Hey, it's been another great episode of the Rip 28 podcast, man. Mercedes, before we get out of here, man, we like to everybody get their pardon shots. Shots before they get out of here. Mercedes, do you have any pardon shots before you want to get out of here?
I just want to clarify that my ex-husband is a great father now. I don't want it to seem like I was coming down on him, but just, we went through periods or whatever. And during that angry period, he wasn't the greatest, but he is awesome now. And then live life, enjoy, have fun, whatever.
There you
That's
go.
mine.
El Presidente, you got anything to say before you get out of here?
She was like, we don't want no problems.
Right? Good over here. I am not fucking up my shit for y'all.
Yeah. All good, but now, this is all good, man. Just loving everybody. I think we having a good, like you said, 1,000 followers on the first show, first day type thing. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody keep on pressing that subscribe button and follow us, man. We love everybody.
There you go. There you go. LBZ, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Yo, just trying to tell everybody, to all the great mothers, the great fathers, the great co-parenters and all of that, stay on your grind, man. It can be done monetarily, but kids love time. They love memories, man. They, those things are going to eventually get too small, get broken. But those memories of you being there for them and staying down for them are always going to be with them. So keep being, great to your kids, man.
All right, man. This has been another great episode of the Rip 28 podcast. Man, this is a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the Rip 28 podcast. And this is it right here for all you divorced, single mothers, divorced or single fathers, either or, man. We understand that you need to date. You need to get your life on. You need to move on with your life and have the fun that you need to have. But remember, when you bring over that friend and you get that R. Kelly playing in the background real loud and your kid's supposed to be in the room sleep, remember to lock the door. Lock the door. You don't want your kid to walk in the room and see you tossing the salad. We'll see you next week on the Rip 28 podcast. We holla.
Hey, Ron the Sly, if somebody need that mentor, I'm there.